Barbie. We have. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Two girls lie in bed, while visions of Barbie dolls danced in their heads. Two girls, me and my older sister. That year, Mattel had marketed the heck out of Barbie. It was everywhere, and we, of course, my sister and I, put Barbie at the top of our Christmas list. Christmas morning, light out your lives. We run downstairs, and we see two boxes of just the right size. Yes! My sister opens hers first. And there she is. Classic Barbie. Now you have to understand, when I was a kid, there was no such thing as multicultural Barbies. There were only two types of Barbie. There was classic Barbie with the blonde hair, and then there was a brown-haired Barbie. My sister is holding the classic Barbie. That long, soft, wavy blonde hair, the blue eyes, covered with the thick, black plastic eyelashes. The pert nose, the chin, oh, she was gorgeous. I couldn't wait. I rip off my wrapping paper and I freeze. It wasn't classic Barbie. It wasn't brown-haired Barbie. It was Midge. And I'm not talking the pregnant Midge from the Barbie movie. I'm talking original Midge. So instead of the long blonde ponytail, there was a short, mousy brown flip. Instead of those sexy hooded eyelashes, there was a painted on brown line, a pug nose, and freckles. I was devastated. Midge was not the star of those beautiful pink Barbie commercials. Midge did not have her own dream house, or car, or Ken. Midge was Barbie's best friend, her sidekick. There were other gifts under the tree for me to unwrap, but all I really wanted to do was run back up into my room and cry. But I didn't. I pretended that everything was okay, because that's what good little girls do, right? You know, maybe my mother thought that by getting us two distinctly different dolls, she was going to avoid any confusion. Maybe she didn't realize that in giving me Midge, that she was contributing to the story that I had already started creating for myself. The story that I wasn't good enough. That I was not Barbie worthy. That I was second best, just a Midge. You already heard, do you have a story like that? Maybe it wasn't a Midge doll. Maybe it was not being picked for choir. Maybe it was being picked last. Maybe it was being told that your sister was a pretty one and you were the smart one, or vice versa. Or maybe it was anything that any teacher, kid, or adult said about your weight, your looks, your hair, your accent. What is your Midge story? And how does it impact your identity today? I let my Midge story impact my identity for a very long time. Until I started to notice something. I started noticing the cost. I started noticing the cost of staying silent when I really had something to say. I noticed the cost of shrinking myself when I really wanted to expand. The cost of waiting to be chosen instead of choosing myself. How many of you saw the Barbie movie? It was great, honest that, right? That movie got a lot of things right. And one of them being the message that there is not just one main character. There's not just one way to Barbie. There was room for all the Barbies, including Weird Barbie, and all of the Kens, and Alan, and even Midge. But here's the problem. There is not always going to be a woke Barbie to empower you to step into your spotlight. You're going to have to do that for yourself. And that's what I finally realized that I had to do. And I figured out how to do it. And I call it my Super 8 edit. One of the reasons why I call it Super 8 edit is because, when the Super 8 camera first came out, it turned ordinary home movie makers into extraordinary storytellers. And that's what we have to be. Extraordinary storytellers who direct, edit, and rewrite our old stories. Now, my 3 Super 8s I'm going to share with you today are investigate, appreciate, and elevate. Now you know the other reason why I call them a Super 8 formula. But first, you want to investigate your mid-story. What are the patterns? What is the limiting belief that is lying underneath that story? For me, it was, you can never be a star. That role's already been taken. You are relegated to the supporting role forever. What is your limiting belief? Is it, I'm not leadership material? I will never be creative? I can't make money? What is it? Own it, look at it. Don't judge it. I don't want you to judge it. I just want you to see the pattern, recognize it, and own it as a part of yourself. And then you want to appreciate it. Now that's the part that everybody kind of wants to skip. But it's so important. It's one of the most important parts. Because that story that you've been telling yourself, it probably served a purpose. It might have kept you safe. It might have helped you fit in. It might have taught you empathy, resilience, audacity. I know my mid-story taught me how to be more cooperative, more supportive, and best of all, it taught me how to spot when other people were playing it small. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It means that you just have to work on it. And then we have to talk about our 3rd Super 8. Elevate. That's where you get to rewrite the story. Because you see, Midge wasn't really less than Barbie. She was just cast in a different role. And guess what? You get to be the director, the writer, and the casting director of your own life movie. So recast it. So I had to recast Midge and elevate her to someone who could speak and set boundaries, as someone who could take in compliments, as someone who goes after what she wants rather than waiting for it to come to her, as someone who is not afraid to step into her spotlight. Not because I'm 100% ready, but because I've decided that I deserve to be seen. And so do you. You are not the supporting player in the movie of somebody else's life. You are the main character. Now I know that there's been a lot in the media lately about main character syndrome. And to me, it's like what they say about insanity. If you have to ask whether you have main character syndrome, you probably don't. So own it. And what I'd like to say, own it while you hone it. And yeah, it's not easy. Sometimes my just Midge feeling still comes creeping up, and I have to catch myself. Because I know that when I step into my spotlight, I make it easier for other people to step into theirs. And when you claim your role as main character, you give other people permission to do the same. So I want you to think, this week, I invite you to look at a moment when you're playing small. Maybe it's at a meeting when you're not speaking up. Maybe somebody's giving you a compliment and you're trying to deflect it. Or maybe there's something that you're going after and you decide, no, that's not for me. And then you ask yourself, what would the main character do? And then you do that. Because your spotlight is waiting for you. Step into it.